Today's topic, 12 signs he is slowly falling for you. Yes, today I want to show you if the man that you have an interest in, the man that you want to turn into your boyfriend, if this man actually wants to be your boyfriend, and if he's already your boyfriend, if this guy is actually falling in love with you. Because let's face it, some men out there who are not that friendly, they just pretend to be in relationships because, well, they want to have regular bedroom fun. And then they are not really in love with you, but they drag you along in a relationship that in the end doesn't lead to anything. And I know that sounds pretty harsh, and it's a pretty harsh way to start the episode like that. But that's why it's so important to know these signs and to know whether or not the man that you are actually dating, the man who you've already committed to, if this man also wants to commit to you, and if this man is falling in love with you. And the first sign, and also the strongest sign, at least in my opinion, that's why it's maybe strategically bad for me to mention it at the beginning. I still hope that you listen to this whole episode. But the strongest sign that a man is falling in love with you is when he cares so much about you that he wants you to be safe and he wants you to be protected. Or let's better say he wants to protect you. And this is something that whenever I have a Skype coaching session with one of my amazing Skype coaching clients, and she then says, he always asks me if I'm okay. He asks me if I get home safe. At some point it's a little bit annoying. And then I always remind my coaching client that there's a big difference between a man who's controlling and who tells you, or let's say who texts you, where are you? Where have you been? What's wrong? Do you still like me? Who's basically in this controlling behavior. That's bad. But if a guy truly cares about you and you're, for example, on a vacation and you haven't texted him in 2 days and he's sitting at home thinking, is she safe? Is she protected? Is she okay? And he then simply writes you without any blame, without any jealousy, hey, are you okay? This shows that he truly cares for you. And this is what happens when a man develops feelings for a woman. And he always texts you first and gets nervous when you don't reply. If, for example, he sends you a text message and he wants to know whether or not you want to meet him tonight, and you have a really busy day, you just have a busy schedule and you forget his text message, then at some point he might call you or he might text you a second time. And again, here you have to distinguish between a man who's controlling, who texts you 10 times, where are you, why don't you pick up the phone, what's wrong, and who gets angry. That's again controlling behavior, and that's the kind of guy you want to avoid. But if you, for example, don't text back for 5 or 6 or 7 hours, and again, he's concerned about your safety, he's concerned about you, and he might also at some point doubt whether or not you still like him, and he then sends you another text, that shows that he truly likes you and that he's in the process of falling in love with you. And I have to be honest, sometimes when my Skype coaching clients tell me, yeah, in the past relationship that I had, my ex-boyfriend, he never texted me, he never called me. I have to get used to that. And when I then asked them, how was the relationship with that guy? Yeah, it was toxic, he betrayed me. And then my coaching clients often list all these kind of negative behaviors from these guys. Either or. Either you want a guy who cares about you and who then also texts you, who asks you if you are okay. Or you want a guy who doesn't care about you and who doesn't text you and who doesn't call you and who just, to be honest, doesn't give a flying beep about you. It's your choice. Of course, if you've been in toxic relationships in the past, then of course it takes some time for you to get used to a man who truly cares about you. And in the beginning, it might feel a little bit weird because you're so used to chasing men who are not open to a relationship, or if they're open to a relationship, who never open up to you and who never truly care about you. That's why I always tell my Skype coaching clients to have patience and to adapt to this new situation when they finally have a man who cares about them. And I can confidently say that all of my Skype coaching clients who followed this advice ended up in happy relationships with these men because they learned to appreciate a man who truly cares. And if you're now in this position where you're not sure if the guy you started dating or the guy you've been on 1 or 2 dates with, if he actually likes you, if he's falling in love with you, or if he just plays games with you, then you can click on the second link in the description or go to gethimkeephim.com/Skype and then book a Skype coaching session with me. Tell me everything about him, share the text messages with me if you want to, of course, and then I can help you not only to figure out if this guy actually wants you, and I'm not talking about wants you for a short-term relationship that only happens in the bedroom, I'm talking about a long-term committed relationship, and then I can also show you how you can get and keep this man. And the man who truly loves you is ready to jump in the car when you want to see him. He's always ready to see you. He wants you. He wants to be with you. He is so into you that he can't stop thinking about you. And that's why whenever you have time, he makes time. And he might also come up with more and more romantic date ideas. Maybe the first date was a very, you can say standard coffee date. But the second date, he has something romantic planned. First, he wants to take a walk with you in the park. Then he wants to go to the cinema with you. And afterwards, he wants to talk over a bottle, or let's say a glass of wine. Let's not drink a whole bottle of wine. He wants to talk about life with you over a glass of wine. This means that this man truly likes you. And he listens to you like no other man has ever listened to you. And I'm sure you've been on dates in the past where guys just stared at your boobies, they stared at your face, but they never really listened. And that hurts. That's something that you don't want to have, especially because you are looking for a long-term relationship. And now imagine a man who listens to every word you say, who values your opinion, who values the advice you give him, who values the person that you are and the characteristics that you have. This can be your reality, especially if you know how to make your man the man who you want to make commit to you, if you know how to make this man obsessed with you. And if you want to find out how 7 of my coaching clients did exactly that with the guys they wanted so desperately, with men who were commitment phobic, commitment resistant, then you can click on the first link in the description or go to gethimkeephim.com/obsession and read about their experience. And a man who's slowly falling for you makes you feel special and beautiful when you're doing the most mundane things together. Let's say you're washing the dishes, or let's say you're brushing your teeth. He still finds a way to make you laugh. He still finds a way to compliment you. He still finds a way to make you feel good. And he does that because he's so into you. And that's also why his gift ideas make you feel like in a romantic Hollywood movie. A man who truly loves you won't just choose any Christmas gift or any birthday gift. This man chooses something that he knows you will appreciate. It might not be something expensive, but it will be something very personal, something that touches your heart. And this shows that this man already loves you, or at least he's in the process of slowly falling for you. And it's hard to believe it, but this man is finally ready to open up to you. Yes, after so many relationships with emotionally unavailable men, you finally hit the jackpot. You found a guy who's emotionally available. And I'm not talking about some crybaby who complains that the world is evil and that he's a victim. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a man who's opening up about his past, a man who's not afraid to maybe sometimes even cry in front of you when life hits him hard, or when he looks at you with so much love in his heart that the tears run down his cheeks. That means that this man truly loves you. And even though you might not work in the same field that he's working in, he still values your input. He still values your ideas. He values your advice, and he shows you how much he values you and how much he values the things that you suggest to him. Even though sometimes you might not have the same opinion, but he still gives you the feeling that he truly cares about your opinion. And that's a sign that this man truly loves you and that he values you as a human being. He values you not only because of your physical beauty, but he values you because of your ideas and because of, you can say because of your brain. And he shows you every day how much he values you. And this guy is so affectionate that he wants to cuddle and kiss you all the time. He always wants to be with you. He always wants to be close to you. He can't stop kissing you. He can't stop cuddling you and hugging you. And this means that he's in the process of slowly falling for you, or maybe he's already in love with you. And when you're intimate with this man, it really feels like making love. It no longer feels like just the physical aspect of the love making. I mean, so many people nowadays, they say, oh, I was making love, we are making love. But there's no love in the love making. It's just the physical activity. Lust and love are not the same thing. But when you are then intimate with this man, it really feels as if he's not just making love to your body, but he's making love to your soul and to your heart. And this means that this man truly loves you. And if you want to have this feeling, if you want to be in a relationship with a man who's so obsessed with you that making love with him really feels like making love, like an expression of love, then you have to make this man obsessed with you. And if you want to find out how 7 of my amazing coaching clients did exactly that, even though these men were the definition of commitment phobic, then you can click on the first link in the description or go to gethimkeephim.com/obsession. And if you enjoyed watching this video, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Share your opinion, share your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. And I would love it even more if you would hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.